Dr. Hardy, you were the attending physician when Kylie Quinlan arrived at General Hospital following an automobile accident in June of 1974.
That's correct.
And you had determined that she'd suffered a miscarriage.
Yes.
Was the father of the baby known to you?
It was Bradley Ward.
At the time, you kept that information to yourself, and consequently, a man came up to you, an individual, claiming to know all about Miss Quinlan's relationship with Dr. Ward, including the pregnancy and the miscarriage.
Yes, I assume there had been some private investigating.
And didn't this same individual request that you confirm the facts surrounding Dr. Ward and Miss Quinlan?
Yes.
Who was this individual?
It was Lee Baldwin.
And isn't it true that Lee Baldwin at the time was employed as legal counsel by Edward Quartermain?
Yes.
And weren't they also friends and business partners?
That's correct.
So, would you think that knowing the two gentlemen as you did, that Lee Baldwin might have shared this rather explosive revelation about Miss Quinlan and Dr. Ward with Edward Quartermain?
Your Honor, this is purely speculative supposition.
It's an informed opinion, Your Honor.
Overruled. The witness will answer the question.
The chances of Lee telling Edward would have been excellent.
Some shoes like these, little buckles and stuff like that. Hey, how you doing?
I dread this day.
I understand. I don't blame you. But it'll be over soon.
Will it? Oh, God, Luke, will it ever be over?
Call his first witness.
Lucas Spencer, Jr.
Lucas Spencer, Jr. to the stand. Place your left hand on the Bible and raise your right hand. Do you swear to tell the truth?
Speed.
Have speed.
Lucas Spencer Jr., who goes by the nickname of Lucky, lives with his family in what was the Ward family home at the time of Bradley Ward's death. He is being sworn in now.
I do.
Please be seated.
After what grandfather did to Lucky's dog, kid's gonna be out for blood.
Lucky's not like that.
Oh no? Like father, like son.
I understand that you prefer to be called Lucky.
Yes, sir.
All right, then. Lucky, what is this?
A gun.
And have you seen this gun before?
Can I hold it? Yes, this is the 38 that almost killed my best friend.
Would you clarify that?
Yeah, my friend Sly and me were exploring in my attic.
Meaning the attic of your home at 24 Royal Street, which formerly belonged to the Ward family?
Right. And, I mean, there's all kinds of neat stuff up there. So we were just exploring, and, he felt something behind one of the rafters. And all of a sudden, a gun went off, and, I mean, I was sure he'd been shot. But luckily, he hadn't. And, my parents came up, and my dad took the gun away from us.
And you're sure that this is the same gun?
I'm positive.
And when was this?
It was about 6 months ago.
Let the record show that the witness has identified State Exhibit A as the gun retrieved from the attic of the old Ward house. No further questions.
Mr. Stannis?
No questions at this time, Your Honor.
You may step down.
State calls Lucas Spencer, Sr. to the stand.
Lucas Spencer, Sr. to the stand. Place your left hand on the Bible and raise your right hand.
Why did Lucky have to testify?
The defense might try to claim that Edward Quartermain was set up, so the prosecution has to establish how the evidence came to light.
You concur that this is the gun that your son gave to you that day in the attic?
Yes?
And what did you do with it?
I emptied the cylinder.
And how many bullets were left?
4.
A ballistic expert will testify that this gun holds 6 bullets. And you heard only 1 discharge?
Right.
What did you do next?
I sent the boys downstairs, and my wife and I searched the attic in case, you know.
Did you find anything else out of the ordinary?
Oh, yeah. Plenty of stuff. Saxophone that I'm looking forward to learning how to play.
Did you find this blood-stained blue bathrobe?
Could I, Yeah, that looks like it.
Yes. Let the record show that the witness has identified State Exhibit B. Now, did you show the gun and the robe to Mary May Ward, the victim's mother?
At that time, I didn't know there was a victim.
Did you ask her about them?
I asked her about the gun.
Not the robe?
No.
Why not?
I saw no reason to.
What did she say about the gun?
That she didn't know anything about it.
And did you believe her?
I had no reason not to.
Scaling Schultz fits. Stannis won't fare any better.
Did you have a reason to question Mrs. Ward when a body was found in your backyard?
Objection.
Sustained. Unless you choose to designate this a hostile witness, refrain from asking leading questions.
Mr. Spencer, did you discover a body in your yard?
Yes. My wife and I were planting a bush. I believe it was a lilac bush. My wife wanted the hole 6 feet deep. She insisted it be 6 feet deep. Actually, she was pregnant at the time, and if you know her... Do you have children?
Whose body was it?
Well, the autopsy said it was Bradley Ward, but if I were you, I'd ask an expert.
I will. Thank you. Did you go back and question Mrs. Ward in light of this discovery?
No. I was under the assumption that the police were doing the questioning.
Nevertheless, you learned certain facts before the police, right? We've heard testimony from Kylie Quinlan as to her relationship with the deceased. Dr. Steve Hardy has testified as to the miscarriage Miss Quinlan suffered following an automobile accident in which she and the deceased were forced off the road. Now, didn't you finally take it upon yourself to demand some answers from Mary May Ward?
I have never demanded anything of Mary May Ward.
Did you tell her what you learned?
No. Her grandson, Justice, did. I was there. We explained to her that the information would probably become public because of the investigation. And she told us what she presumed to be the truth, that Bradley had committed suicide. She was awakened by a noise. She found him in the backyard with a gun in his hand. And she buried him in the rose garden.
And did she say why?
So that his work wouldn't be compromised.
Now, you were instrumental in convincing Mrs. Ward that her son's death was not suicide. How?
She said something woke her, a noise, and then she heard a shot. And I kept wondering if the noise that she heard could have been another shot. So Justice Ward and I investigated the trunk of a tree near where Bradley Ward's body was found, and we discovered another bullet.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're prepared to have an expert testify that that bullet could not have come from the gun labeled State Exhibit A, Bradley Ward's own gun. This expert will testify that that bullet came from a Luger. Had you ever seen a Luger in Port Charles?
Only one. Well, actually 2. A pair.
And to whom did they belong?
Edward Quartermain.
Objection! Your Honor, the witness is no ballistics expert. We're prepared to prove Mr. Spencer had considerable personal antagonism toward the defendant.